This is my first off day in, um, I don't want to count because I can't remember. But I was like, I'm not doing anything. My brain is off. It's an off day. I'm taking this whole day. The kids ain't have school. I didn't have any kind of work. So there was no obligations that I had. And when I said that, I absolutely meant it. Like I wasn't doing anything. Um, and even when I say I'm not doing anything, that doesn't mean I'm not doing anything. That means that gives me a time to catch up on all of the shows that I want to watch on Tubi, on BET, on Netflix, on Amazon, on Paramount, All Black. Like anything that I am not caught up on, or something that I need to revisit, because if it's a really good show, I'm gonna revisit. But it's a way to turn my mind off. It gives me, and it has to be a good show. It can't be no bull. And Tubi has some good ones on there. It may not, y'all might not like it. Y'all might be different and don't see the storyline being different or whatever. But anyway, I'm off. So in doing so, Cambria, there's another one. What color is that one? She sold out this past weekend, and she made some more yesterday, and so she had some orders. And so somebody inboxed me and was like, do you have some left? I didn't get any from Saturday. I said, I'm off. And I am the type of person, I'm not going to chase money. I do not chase money. I don't. If I say I'm off, I'm taking my day. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not working today, but I'll get you tomorrow. If you can't wait till tomorrow, then I'm sorry. You're probably not my customer because you don't understand that I deserve an off day. My time is so freaking valuable that when it's time for me to take off, I deserve all of that. And so, it be really a mental off day. I just need to clear my mind. So it's like a mental health day. And in all things, life is life into me. I never, ever, 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 ever take it for granted for 1 minute. Sometimes I will complain. I just made a post. I complain because I'm human, not because I'm ungrateful. Because everything that I am experiencing at this moment, everything that I'm going through, I worked hard for it. I asked for it. I prayed for it. I manifested. I put it in the atmosphere, and it's happening. So I'm not complaining about that, because to tell you that the real joy that I got from the whole event was watching Cam blossom into the businesswoman that I helped mold her to be, because she had to go with me to watch me hustle and grind and be about my business. And she was in the room with some heavy hitters, some legends, and she was selling to them. And I've always told myself, I'm not a salesperson. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not a pushy. I'm not a salesperson. Like, I can't sell anything. I couldn't sell Girl Scout cookies. I was terrible at it. And Girl Scout cookies sell themselves. But if you don't come to me and ask me for them, you won't know I sell them, because I'm not selling them. I'm not a salesman. I'm not. But then I think about, if it's something that I'm passionate about, such as myself, I'm going to sell the hell out of myself, because I know me and I know how dope I am. And if you don't get on board with it, then you lost, not me, because I know how dope I am. And with that attitude, I've made some dope ass kids, but not only my kids, but all the kids that come in contact with me. Because a little best friend, every time I see her, she's trying to sell me a bracelet. And I'm like, I bought one last time. But then we all know Carrington can't do without a bracelet, so we got to have a bracelet. I like that hustle, and she knows I like it. But Cambria was saying, she had that laziness about her. And I get it. Like, you like, I know how good my product is. Why do I have to go sell myself to somebody? But then you got to think about it. Everybody doesn't know. Like everybody doesn't know how dope your cookies are until they taste them or they look at them and they see how much time and stuff that you put in them. And to watch her go up to men that are wealthy, that are in positions of the status of who they are, and she approached them like she did every one of her customers, and they appreciated so much that she was offered more business, catering jobs, um, uh, commercial suites, like, and she don't even drive. So the employees that she got, which is mainly me, her dad's part-time, I'm full-time PRN, like everything, marketing, videographer, the founder but silent partner, the investor, the driver, the everything is a title that I'm lucky to have because God put me in a position to be able to support her and to let her know that, well, shit, whatever you want to do, you can do it. And she know that I got her 100%. But to see the confidence in knowing not only is her product good in quality, but it's good in presentation. She's big on her presentation. She's big on her business. And to know that I did that. Like the business classes that I had to go to, some nights I had to take her with me. And I'm thinking, here, I don't hand you electronics, so you ain't listening, but she's soaking up the knowledge because she is me. And we able to do more than one thing at a time. And she was looking and probably doing homework at the same time, but she was listening and absorbing what was being given to her. And not only that, she had to learn firsthand because when I go out vending, it's a must that you make money too because it is your money. In the end, I'm doing it for them. So, you have to learn how to sell it. And so we tease each other. What did you sell? How much money did you make? And are you going to eat tonight? And so I'm reflecting over the things that I have planted into my children for my children's children, third generational wealth, which is what Dame Dash was talking about on Friday. So the idea that I thought that I had, like I'm gonna pitch to Dame Dash, wasn't exactly what God was telling me. And he made that message very clear to me Friday while sitting waiting on food. And I think I drove 30 minutes from the location just so that I could find something that her and I could eat at one location because I'm pescatarian and she's still carnivore. That's my word. I made it up. She is a carnivore. She still eats chicken. I don't mind being in the room with it. I don't mind looking at it. I don't mind smelling it. I want to eat it, but I got a whole lot of willpower and determination. I won't fall back down. It's been 2 years. I'm sticking to it. And so then I had to wait outside, and then I heard my name called, and I was like, what? Did you give her my name? She was like, no. So I was like, but I heard my name. So I'm still trying to piece together, how did I hear my name? I pulled cards for myself. I got some pretty close answers to some questions that I thought I needed, but I didn't know. And then Saturday, I got up and Cam was still baking. So I had to go set up everything by myself again, which is cool. I don't mind. And who I was supposed to meet, I met that day. And I hit that shit out the motherfucker. Like, I hit, like, if you had to swing the bat and stand back and watch how far out your ball went before you decided to throw the bat down and take your bases, I looked up. And when I say I looked up, I know where my name was being called from, and I know why I was being planted in those rooms that before I wouldn't go into, just because I didn't think that I would be heard. But to go in and see two women, dope women, and they be like, we understand, we get it. We go through it too, where you do a lot of the work and then the man get all the credit. And you know they paying us less, so they respecting us less. And then we got kids and we dating and like, oh my God, it ain't just me. Cause when you think you the only one fucked up, you learn. Look at those birds. Those are messages from God. You learn. It ain't that you messed up or you behind or you late in life. It's that, you just ain't looking to find the examples of who did it before you, because women's stories are being hidden. They're leaving us out of the work that we done, like the Rosa Parks of it, the Coretta Scott Kings. They're leaving us out of. There would be no Dr. King. There would be no Malcolm. There was a strong black woman, and I'm not speaking on anybody else's. I'm speaking from my experience. I can't speak from what nobody else. I'm speaking for what I want to see from me and mine, because of the examples of my ancestors. That's what I'm speaking on. I'm speaking on the strong black men that had the strong black women that y'all keep saying was the backbone, when all you Christians believe Adam went to sleep and the rib was taken. The rib, if you know anatomy, the rib is on the side. Protects the heart, protects the organs. That's Bible for you Christians. But it's also saying, you saying we the backbone of the shit. No, we at your side. We are co-creators. We your partner. Dame Dash said it, and I hope I recorded it. If I didn't, somebody else got it. And he also said we can watch it on his American New app. Download the American New app. Dame Dash said, when will you realize the woman is God? Goddess, God. Like, we are the ones that give life. None of you goofy, male, ego driven, none of you would even be here if it wasn't for a female. Fight me. I don't care. Say it. Nowhere can nobody say a woman ain't never did shit for me. Well, one did. She didn't swallow you. She didn't abort you. She didn't leave you. Like, she gave you life. Like, even if it was a shitty life, it was a great life. Like, whatever. One woman did something for you. So, stop leaving us out of the important decisions and the important, the history. Like the Tracy Wapples that, she's so humble. Kim, or I don't want to say it wrong. I'm gonna look it up. Kim Orso. I'm gonna show you who she is, and I'm gonna tag her because I have read about her being a vital part of the source. And Kim said Andre Harrell said he gave Puff her job. Puff Daddy got a job. And then my friend sent me something about Puff, and I'm like, Puff at the center of a lot of stuff right now. And we love Puff. Puff has done great things, but Tracy has too, and we ain't celebrating. But like, y'all leaving out the Corettas, y'all leaving out the Rosas, Y'all leaving out the Harriet Tubmans. Y'all leaving out Sylvia Robinson. Y'all leaving out um the queens of hip hop. And I'm not just talking about the well known. I'm talking about the ones who was on the phone making the calls, the ones who was sitting on the I think she said the train when she heard Wu-Tang's first song and she was on tour. When she said she was 19 when she started. At 19, I had a baby. And although I was in a different kind of, it's not a different kind of relationship because that was her baby. Something that she didn't, she said she didn't have dreams for herself. And I'm like, dang, down here we're raised that this is your dream. Here's your dream. Do this. Get this government job and get some good benefits. Meet you a nice man and get comfortable. And that's what they told us. And that was some bullshit. Let me tell you something. Our generation, like, cut that out. I'm an 80s baby. We cut that out. We're not doing that. I was telling my homegirl, I was like, we don't go to a lot of weddings. Like, what's up? We ain't getting married because we not settling. Like, we not settling for that shit. And it's crazy to think. I was sitting, thinking. The last little relationship I was in, another female in my place might have loved it there. Because on the outside, he appears to be the greatest guy. Like, he appeared to be the one. And it was all the things that I had listed, all of the things that I thought I wanted. And when I got over there, I was like, wait a minute. Something ain't right. I ain't feeling this. And it reminded me, I need to find the definition. Oh, I'm sitting on the floor by the window, but I thought you needed my view so that you'll know. The baby daddy blaming me for something else. So I had to look up the definition of cage. And so the first one went, a structure of bars or wires in which birds or other animals are confined. People ask, what's the meaning of cage? A place surrounded on all sides by bars or wires which an animal or birds are kept. A synonym for cage, crate, enclosure, jail, pen, coop, corral. Simple slang definition of cage. A box or enclosure having some open work for confining or carrying animals such as birds. I'm looking out the window at birds because birds were calling to me. Cage, according to dictionary.com, a box-like enclosure having wires, bars, or the like for confining and displaying birds or animals. Anything that confines or imprisons. Prisons. Child, I had to let that thing set up in my soul because it says a cage, and this is according to vocabulary.com. A cage is a structure that keeps an animal captive. If you have decided to raise a tiger in your bedroom, it's best to have a sturdy cage. Cage used as a noun, a lockup. Thus, as a verb, UK prison, an exercise cage or yard. This a dress or a bustle, a bed, a hat as a cage, as a noun. I don't know. Often we hear people say birds in a cage. We also hear prisoners speak of being in a cage, confined. And when you look at it on a larger scale, what if the wires or the bars are invisible? You understand? Or what if the cage was around our minds? Or what if the cage door is left open? What if we're like those fleas that they say you put in a jar and you hit your head so many times and they take the lid off the jar, but you're so trained you don't go up as high no more. So you don't even try to get out the jar. So we don't try to get out the cave. So I go so far to say that I was not willing to go from one cage to a glass cage, because that's what it would have been. One cage to a glass. I'm a free spirit. I cannot be confined. I cannot be caged. I am not a tiger being raised in the bedroom. I used to have a dog in a it wasn't my dog, but the neighbor's dog was in the backyard. And every morning there's a pretty red bird. I think my grandmothers are in red birds. And I had a conversation with one of my grandmothers this morning. I read some text messages from her. The last text messages from her. But God's messengers, remember I said that. Cages make me think projects, make me think prisons. And I was watching the Tonisha Welsh, First Lady of BMF story. And it was so emotional when she hadn't talked to her son the whole time she had been locked up. And I was like, oh my God, I couldn't imagine going that long without hearing from my kid. But she was in a situation, she was locked in a cage. She was imprisoned. And I was thinking to myself, because I'm not moved by money, but what keeps me in my cage? What is my cage bars and wires made of? And the first thing that I could think of is vulnerability. That's the only thing I could think of, vulnerability. Because I know I'm dope at what I do, but if I put it out there, it give you a chance to put your mouth on it. And I heard Dame Dash say again, that's your baby. Like that's your baby. You don't want to share your baby with the world. And my babies are what I don't play about. So my work, I don't take it as serious because I know everybody not gonna get what I put down. I understand that. I'm not for everybody, and I'm cool with that. But the birds, the message, the name calling, all of that, while my right side was hurting, my right side, which means I'm going to be on the left side of my husband soon. Because I know my value and I can stick to it. I can't be bought. You can't put a price tag on me. Because I finally learned my worth. But the crazy part about it is the whole time I've been learning my worth, my kids knew it the whole time. but it was building up theirs as well. Because as much as I know that what I bring to the table, I'm gonna be a billionaire. I'm bringing 3 more with me, probably 4, 3 in the possible. Because the little one could turn on us at any second. But the bird that called me to the window went into this tree over here. You can't really see it because of the screen. I'm too cold to go outside, and I'm off, so I'm not supposed to be working. But the blue bird was on the porch, and it was calling. It went to that tree over there, and when it got to the tree, it was another bird in it. From down below, the birds look like leaves. But at a bird's eye view, which is what Nipsey told us to look with, for, and eye to me, third eye, and bird's eye view. And from a bird's eye view, you could tell they're birds. But from the ground, they look like leaves. But they on the skinniest part of the tree. The part that you only have to be a bird to trust it, because me, and I'm small, but I wouldn't trust climbing on that last little limb right there because I know I could fall. But if I know that my wings work, I can get on that motherfucking tree and the wind could blow, because it is really windy. That's why it's cold out there. You can see the other trees gonna stop moving when it's windy, trust me. Anyway. But the birds sat on the smallest part of the tree and didn't move. But they weren't afraid that if the wind got a little harder, or if it rained, or if it stormed, or they weren't worried. They didn't care. They just flew right there. But they had faith in their wings because they are not caged. We're afraid to use our wings because we've been caged, and our wings been clipped, and our wings been damaged and hurt and abused and misused, and to whom much is given, much is required. You've been backstabbed, you've been lied on, you've been cheated on, you were a cheater. Your mama didn't love you. Your real daddy didn't come into your life until later. They talked about you at church. You had a baby as a teen. Like we know that our heel has been bruised, so to speak, which caused us to be the black sheep. When we know the black sheep is the lost sheep, the chosen one, the prodigal son, the gold coin. Yeah, that one. Me, us, you. Try your wings. Try your wings, because the birds they're over there now. You can't see it now because I know I'm a terrible camera, but I'm off. So give me a break. Trust me, I won't lie to you. I'll tell you a joke, but I won't tell you no lie. I don't have time to lie. The birds are over there on the weakest part of the trees because it's fall, so the trees are going through their seasonal transformation, which the seasons change with the weather. A couple of weeks the time going to fall back, so it'll be getting dark earlier, child. That means that I'll be ready to go to sleep earlier because Auntie be tired. But the seasons changed. The birds are supposed to fly south. But it's cold down south too now because we are messing up the ozone layer. But y'all don't want to talk about that. The sun is hotter but it's doing some things in the sky we ain't never seen before. The sky talking, the water angry, and the birds still trusting the trees. And we remember the story Tyler Perry talking about how the limbs might fall off and may break and the leaves fall off and they change colors, but the root never really. The tree in one of the little trees in my front yard, it came up. The baby daddy pulled the whole thing up. The tree was dead in the yard, everything, roots, everything. There's a hole in the yard. It's crazy. But so the motherfucking roots can't be trusted. The roots can't be trusted either. But if your wings work, it doesn't matter what part of the tree you're on. You still gonna make it. You still can fly because you still have those wings. You just haven't tested them. You're afraid of them. You're afraid if you let that tree go, them wings gonna work and you can soar. And they say the sky's the limit. But I heard that even if you shoot for the stars and you land, if you shoot for the moon and you land amongst the stars, and then I heard a black sister say the other day, what if the stars is Earth's scars? And I was thinking, damn, thank God I don't look like everything I've been through. They told me I look 28. I was like, I am. Thank you. I'm going to take it because I was on TSU campus and they thought I was a student. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take that too. I'm not going to tell, if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you. But I am going to say every day of my life, thank God I don't look like what I've been through. Thank God I don't look like what I've been through. Because if you knew what I've been through in just the last, what is this? October? Oh, Cam's birthday is coming up. I don't have anything. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm off today, so I'm not gonna think about that today. But the last 5 months, if I looked like what I've been through for October, 8 months. Give me 10. If I look like what I've been through these last 10, you would think, damn, life is fucking her up. And is. But me and God are handling it. Like God is like constantly sending message and messengers like that of the bird, of the cage, of the women, of Chattanooga Hip Hop Summit Week, of Dame Dash, of Cam. Just watching Cam work. But not only that, watching Carrington. Because she has been in that building so much. She was like, I'm going to entertain myself. Because I understand my mama working, my sister hustling. And I have to babysit myself. Because I know that it's a part of our life. It's what we do. It's what we always do. I told her, I said, I got a tee-hee-hee with folks this weekend. She was like, you're going to tee-hee-hee anyway, so what's the point? And I was like, you stay out of my business. But it's crazy to know that, like I said, I'm not just bringing one billionaire. I'm bringing 3. Because I know what my kids are capable of doing. And I'm watching Cam do it. And I'm amazed that she's doing it. And she is a fraction of my age. Damn it, if I had a way. But then I think about it, I've been doing hair since like a teen in my mama and them living room. And then we lied. I'm too old for them to come back and get me. We lied and said we were older so we could start working early. And that was bananas. Why did we do that? Dumb. No, we were hustlers. That's what we did. But I say all that to say, there's that bird, that bluebird over there in that tree. Let's see if you can see it. See, from down here, it looked like another leaf. But from a bird's eye view, you can tell it's a bird. But it's on the smallest part of that damn tree. Like because I'm scared of my wings, I'd be down here somewhere. In one of them little trees that look a little fickle. But not that one. That one ain't caged. He was like, okay, stop using me for your story. They don't like they don't like too much credit. I don't know why. Because a lot of times they'll be making noises and eating at their little birdhouse. By the way, the birdhouse was suggested by my grandmother, who told me always feed the birds. She comes as a red bird. She had been away while I was dating. She had been away. It was like she was mad about something. She wasn't feeling something, so she had been away. And once I started getting my shit back together, and I was like, okay, that shit didn't work. Shake it off. Because, I was like, damn, I seen all the signs and I kept going. I thought it was a circus. I was collecting the red flags. Like, ooh, these are pretty. And so grandma was mad and she hadn't been around. And then my brother left me a receipt from the year he passed away. My vision board fell down. Life was lifing. Kids were kidding. Work was exhausting. My art was suffering. And it was dark. And I was still pouring into everybody. Still trying to look out for everybody. Still trying to be there for everybody. And I made it out this shit. And then I got back on my shit. Then people started calling me on my shit. And then I started to stop ignoring the signs and synchronicities. And then I was like, I am the shit. I do this shit. It depends on how you talk to yourself. And then I started listening for God's voice even more. Because now I knew what it sounded like from me. And who she was. And then I got, back into, I had gotten out too far and I had to get back. And I got low and then I got back. Like the prodigal son, I returned. I went back to Isis and Osiris. And I started wondering, Carrie, have it been 30 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, well, get the 23andMe kit. Then I started wondering about my ancestors.
You said what?
Get the 23andMe kit. And I started doing the research. And then I started surrendering. And then I just let go and gave it to God. But I still made plans and he laughed. So I made bigger plans and he laughed even harder. And then I made plans and he tripped me up. Like it would be like a hole and I would fall straight through it. And I'd be like, wait a minute, I thought I passed that test. And then I gotta start digging my way out the hole. And then I made more plans and he laughed louder. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna say fuck it. I ain't gonna plan this shit out. This planning shit is struggle. It's a struggle and it's